Welcome back to Market on Close. Now for a discussion on digital assets, we welcome in the CEO of Omni, Austin King, to help us understand what's going on here in this space. Austin, thanks for taking the time and joining me. Now, this is an area of the market that obviously garners a ton of excitement. A lot of our viewers, probably not as advanced in this as you are, but they're watching Bitcoin make new all-time highs. They're getting excited. As someone who's made a career in this space, talk to us about what you're seeing and what you think is driving this activity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think initially, after Trump got inaugurated as president, market sold off. We saw that happen. I think people got a little too excited about what was happening. But now, we're seeing some pretty substantial progress happening on the regulatory front. Like, things actually are moving forward, and specifically in a way where this technology is going to be able to improve the costs and actually really expand margins as well on the profit side for fintech companies and financial institutions across the world. So I think we're seeing kind of like it's happening. Trump said he was going to make America the crypto capital of the world, and we're seeing concrete progress on that front.
Austin, when you look at the entire landscape of digital assets and crypto, it really does, at least from my perspective, my vantage point, seem to be a Bitcoin story more so than the whole space over the last couple months. Has Bitcoin done enough to, I guess, get these others back in the spotlight? I look at Ethereum, it's getting some excitement today, but it's nowhere near its all-time highs. Why the discrepancy in the performance between the different types of digital assets?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I mean, Bitcoin has been around the longest, and I think for that reason, a lot of people are looking at it as the safest crypto asset to get exposure to, and that's not an unreasonable way to look at the space. So I think what we're seeing is a lot of new investors are entering the space specifically through things like ETFs. It's easier to actually get crypto exposure these days. And I think people feel most comfortable with Bitcoin at this stage, but there actually is so much more happening in this industry and like so many more classes of technology that really these networks can provide that Bitcoin does not. So I do think that we're going to see the liquidity and attention flow into other assets over time. But it's pretty healthy for people to kind of dip their toes with Bitcoin initially, in my opinion.
For those who just see this as sort of a number on the screen, another asset class to monitor, perhaps invest or trade in, what are some of the technologies that you're seeing being developed within this space that are revolutionizing things and are changing things? And I guess from your perspective, where is this going?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, from my perspective, what this technology is going to do at large is it's going to remove kind of the back office operations of a lot of financial institutions. You have to pay teams of people to really move money around. It takes time. It's really inefficient. This is all just natively programmatic. And so one of the best technologies that we're seeing come out of the crypto movement at large is stablecoins. So stablecoins, we saw Stripe spend $1 billion to buy a company specifically focused on stablecoins. And this is a way where people can have money programmatically. You can send money to anybody in the world. You don't have to have volatility with it. And so now we're getting to a point where there really are practical, concrete use cases based on this technology. It's taken a while to get there, but we are at that point now, and the market is starting to reflect that.
How important is it that over the last, month or so, we've seen Bitcoin, while it's still correlated, of course, to risk assets like the S&P 500, the NASDAQ, seem to somewhat break that correlation and perform a little bit more resiliently than it has in times past. Are we watching the maturation of this space happen in real time?
Yeah. That is my perspective, that the entire industry at large, the crypto industry, is maturing, but Bitcoin specifically as an asset is also maturing. The idea is kind of that it's digital gold, it's just available anywhere in the world, but historically it is not really traded in correlation with gold. If anything, it's traded as a risk-on asset. And so I do think that it will take time, but we are seeing it mature to a point where it does really reflect, from a market perspective, the idea of digital gold more than it has historically.
Awesome. Appreciate you taking the time. Austin King, CEO of Omni. Look forward to seeing where blockchain and digital assets continue to take us.